Welcome to this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters, podcast we chart the cinematic legacy of the classic monsters. I'm John Campbell. With me, as always, Brendan Jones.
John, you've got the whole podcast to yourself because I refuse to talk about today's show.
That's
so
right.
It was a pleasure seeing you, and goodbye.
I always talk about you've got to talk because something has to be worth the 85 minutes you sat through the second part of The Curse of King Tuts' Tomb.
I did sit through the 85 minutes, but I can't tell you where my eyes were a lot of it.
No, I will say there were a lot of parts where my mind drifted. I went, oh, wait, no, I'm supposed to be watching this. Sorry.
I was scrolling and seeing how close we were to World War III, and every now and then looking up and going, yep, still shit.
Yeah.
Actually, before we get started, this is part two, because this was a two-part TV movie.
Yeah.
And in between last podcast and this one, I did a deep dive, and I did find some research I don't think you have found. Because we were both very thrown by, is this Russell Mulcahy? Because this is the guy who did Highlander and The Shadow, and some things that we like, even to some degree love.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Highlander, I adore. We both like. I much more, though, like the 94 Shadow movie.
Yes.
Yeah, but in general, that's a well-made film.
It is.
Yeah.
It turns out this is not Russell Mulcahy. It turns out that, and this only came up after they had finished shooting, the studio, Hallmark Entertainment, again with the quotes.
They
noticed that Russell Mulcahy,
there was legal action to have entertainment removed from their name.
Yes, yeah. They came to the set, say congrats on finishing, and they noticed something odd about his face. They saw a seam and sweat coming out from behind the seam, and they're like, wait a minute. And they pulled latex off of his face to discover it was actually James Wynn, the writer-director of Birdemic, Shock, and Terror.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
Pretending to be
I'm not shocked.
Russell Mulcahy.
I see a lot of Birdemic in some of these sequences.
Oh my God, that's all I could think, especially once the evil is unleashed. It is so, not just the effects are terrible.
No.
It's like Russell Mulcahy was possibly on autopilot because this isn't directed or edited well.
He had to have been, because we talk about even like modern Russell Mulcahy is still I haven't seen much of that Teen Wolf show, but he's the main director on there, and but what I've seen is infinitely better than this.
Did he have visually a week or two to do this?
Yeah, I mean, no, it had to be. It had to be like, do you want to do this right? Like I said, I even saw the other Hallmark Entertainment miniseries he did, Mysterious Island, and it was better than this. It's not amazing. It's still a made for cable, but it is so. And the other thing I think it's interesting to bring up, it's not just the effects. Something else, I think a lot of it's on Mulcahy, but this made me think of something, which is I always have had, but I have even more appreciation after watching this, for actors who do these heavy green screen movies, because when you see how Castor Van Dien and this cast interact with bad effects, good effects, doesn't matter, they're not selling it, and you realize how good a lot of the people who act against nothing is.
There is a skill set of being able to work with imaginary things.
I remember hearing somebody's review of the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and they go, the effects are great, of course, but they're like, he's not going to get the praise, but James Marsden is so key to selling that he is talking to this cartoon hedgehog. And actually, I've heard this oft praise because he's done it a lot, and connected to this. Brendan Fraser, one of the best green screen CGI. It's one of the big reasons those Mummy movies work, is he is buying it 100%. And there were so many times in this where just in his physicality, I'm going, oh, Van Dien's not playing anything. He's in no way selling me. And forget the effects.
But none of them are.
No, that's the
I will
thing.
say,
It's not just
he's
him.
bad,
Yeah.
but then every time you see someone else in this movie,
And that's why that's why it goes back to Mulcahy as well too, who's clearly not asking for another take to get it better.
no, he is not.
No.
This is a one take movie.
And
it is so
I will say,
awful.
though he's still good because he can only be so bad because he's just such a good actor. But I will say, I can really feel Hyde thinking this is a ghastly pilotage this time.
Oh boy, you can.
Like,
and yet he's the most entertaining thing in it.
Well, because Simon Callow and Malcolm McDowell are out of here pretty early, so
They are.
yeah. You can actually see as Malcolm McDowell's character dissolves and the CGI does him getting up and walking towards a bar.
You also hear this deep, contented sigh. I'm like, they didn't even edit that out of the soundtrack.
Hold on, Rob Zombie's on the phone. He wants me to be in his Halloween remake.
Oh my god!
Of which he is probably the best thing in those.
I can only imagine. I refuse to watch those.
I saw the first one's interesting, and especially I remember liking it more when it was just in isolation before it was now we have these new David Gordon Green movies, stuff like that. I remember thinking, oh, this is kind of interesting because he tries to really ground it in like
but
real
that's the big mistake.
Well, but it's like,
you don't humanize and give like a
yes
backstory.
Well, I
Michael
agree,
Myers.
except for if you're going to remake it, at least he did something different.
Yes,
as I guess that's what I'm saying. It's like I at least respected that. It's like, okay, I'm going to put my own spin on this. Whether that works is for each their own. And his second one is terrible. All right. Anyway, back to this. But still, both so much better than this. Huge recommends compared to this. Because Rob Zombie knows how to put together a scene and direct actors.
Anything. I would rather watch some terrible uploaded video of a bris.
And like I said,
watch this.
This is one of those that speaks to we've probably seen stuff that's actually worse than this, but it's the same thing we talked about when we did that Asylum movie, where it's just that nobody cares. Even terrible Howling sequels, some of those were made by people trying to make something good, and you could feel it. It was just not there. This though is so cynical.
This one is just empty of anything, and the fact, and again, beyond the directing, editing, and effects and budget.
Yeah,
the writing offends me too.
Yeah,
literally, there's a line in here in the second part where our great Egyptologist Danny Fremont is looking is looking at the tablet or the part of the tablet, and he's like going, I can you interpret this? He's already chased down the other three, and he's looking at it. This is on his acting, by the way, but he's looking at it as if he's never seen the other three, which canonically he had found them all. He just lost them.
Right.
But now he's looking at this language. I can't read that. Can you? And she's like, yes, it's ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. And she goes, it's either her or him. One of them says the earliest written form of language.
Yeah. I believe it is him. Yeah.
I'm not a great historian, but I've read, and here's something: Sumerian is the oldest form of written language that's ever been discovered. This using King Tut, which we had already brought up, is like, why King Tut? We know about him, and I will say
they did that though, didn't they?
The end of this movie does a surprising magic whippity woo. So like going, you thought we didn't know how King Tut's tomb was really found? Proves that we do. Yeah. Wink, wink. But it still pissed me off, and it seems like this thing was written over a weekend. A weekend where they were having endless margaritas. This is so shoddily conceived,
and
written.
even more so part two. Even more so
part two. Even though this is the part supposedly where the stuff kicks off.
Well,
this is where evil finally comes to the world.
Well, because that's kind of like more stuff happens. But it's word. Yeah, I mean that's the thing where it's like
also stretched out and slow like the other part. Where
it's like wow. Well, because there's a huge running thing throughout it that just kept going. Like something big would happen, and then they would just like go home, and I'm just like, wait. That really doesn't sell me on evil is imminently taking over our world when when it's just like, all right, we'll go home for the night and we'll fight evil tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the Hellfire, whatever they are, council.
Yeah,
I think they've got all the pieces they need, and they're going to open up a portal.
What you don't see a lot
dimension.
is once he goes on an adventure, you don't see Indiana Jones go back to his house a lot.
You don't, and you don't see more like cool boozy hangouts with his buddies.
Yeah. I don't remember scenes where he and Saul are just chatting in bars a lot.
No,
yeah,
they would if they had maybe 3 hours to fill.
Oh,
where
God,
like, we have enough story for maybe 80 minutes.
Yeah. Spielberg was smart to keep it in about a 2-hour range for most of those.
Again, I'm just gonna say right now, Spielberg knows how to make a movie.
God, that's bold.
And again,
that is a hot take.
Jesus.
All right, let's jump into the events of this. I'm not even gonna call it a plot. The events that occur.
The event is the best way to put it.
Because we open up on part 2 tries even harder at humor, which it really shouldn't. Because we start with because of course we last we left Casper Van Dien, Danny Fremont. By the way, how is this the only Danny Fremont adventure? Because they set up another one at the end. Where was another Danny Fremont adventure?
Where was the Noah's Ark sequel that we all wanted?
So we start. He has called the press and told everyone about this discovery. So there's literally a big press conference. I love this idea about how much. Once again, time is so weird in this because how much time has passed that on a huge assemblage of journalists have appeared out here in the desert now.
Yeah.
I mean, people would have to be coming from
waiting and ready, apparently.
thousands of miles away, right? Like, I mean, there couldn't have been this many major reporters in Cairo.
Says you.
Yeah. I mean, I understand there was a lot going on at the time because, as we talk about, they play fast and loose with the history. They try to make it fit in later, but, this is set during that sort of Egyptology boom that was, everybody was, the world was going crazy for mummies and stuff in this time period.
Couldn't get enough.
So I guess maybe they have people out there, but there's not a lot. Anyway, so he's doing that. There's lots of business. That's my first note is press conference at dig site, lots of business, lots of jokes,
him
goofing around, being flirty with Lady Doc. And
because again, this was just last week that we watched the other part, but I don't remember them setting up her romance with the police officer.
It was right at the very end of the first part. Okay. There's a scene where they once again are hanging out at that bar.
Yeah, of course.
And she comes in and
that's right.
And kisses that guy and goes, "This is my fiance," and then he was all pissed off about it.
Yeah. So that's good writing again. Introduce that little conflict right there at the end.
Well, had we had that extra part that was supposed to be part of this, there would have been an entire part just focused on the romance. I'm sure.
Of course.
The other thing,
are you jealous? Yeah. I didn't say that. And then they would have had a big talk about what their relationship really means.
You know what's great is when you have a love triangle and literally none of the three people have chemistry with each other at all. Whatsoever. Nothing.
I know.
She has no chemistry with Catherine Van Dien or the guy playing the policeman.
Or the guy supposedly the boyfriend / fiance guy.
Who really, we'll talk about later, they really just kicked to the curb in this thing.
Not as hard as they kick his other friend who is the tuberculosis
I couldn't believe
guy.
Where that went, because we had some guesses of where that would go, and I couldn't believe where that went. Anyway.
Me either.
So at the thing, though, we see... I do like the idea of Jonathan Hyde hiding in the broad daylight of the desert behind a rock, and then Casper Van Dien spots him.
I liked that bit only because, again, it's a thing of Danny is being interviewed, and of course there's film cameras. I love that he's being interviewed. These would have been silent films.
Yeah.
That were.
In fact, there's a joke about that in the first part where they go to film him and he starts talking. The guy's like, "Yeah, it's just a film camera. They can't hear you.
It's just a film."
But here they're picking it all up.
Yep. And so all that, and you've got our villain watching Jonathan Hyde. What's his character's name again?
Sinclair. Yeah.
Sinclair. Yeah. He's watching like He did find it, but he won't be able to find the tablet. It'll be ours. We'll watch him closely. And the whole reason there is a press conference was that Danny wanted this to go public to thwart Sinclair. So while he's talking, he looks up and he references, he goes, "Oh, and I'd like to thank my esteemed colleague, Dr. Sinclair, for coming in." And then Sinclair's like, "Oops, I've been found out."
I like Danny doing that. What I think is stupid is John Hyde think he can just hide up there when he's just that's where I was like,
no,
okay.
I would never see him. That was crafty as fuck.
He's slightly crouching behind a
behind
a rock.
White man in the desert wearing shades.
And then poor Jonathan Hyde has to sell us on the supervillain Fremont.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Man, Jonathan Hyde. I mean, I feel so bad. He's such a good actor.
I know.
And as we talked about, plays basically the same part in a much better version of this movie, which is The Mummy from '99.
Yep.
Thank God he's continued to do stuff. He's in the...
well, he's another one of those reliables will not
he can do as much crap.
Something this shitty.
He was just in that new, they've revived Hammer. He's in that new Dr. Jekyll.
Oh,
Eddie
is
Izzard.
he?
Yeah.
The one with Susie Izzard?
Eddie Izzard. It's still Eddie Izzard.
I believe she has changed her name to Susie.
Oh, well, then the poster is incorrect.
Yeah. There you go.
Still listed as Eddie on IMDb, so I don't know.
I'm only saying.
I know.
I believe in a recent interview, she is referred to as Susie.
Okay. Oh, well, then I apologize if I have
dead named her.
Yeah, I don't know though. Like I said, at least as of the very recent release of that was still the name of the poster. But anyway, which I am curious to see. Simon Cowell also in that too. I am curious
to see.
Simon Cowell. In that. I mean, I'm just happy if people want to bring back Hammer.
I almost said Simon Cowell.
Simon
Cowell. Yeah, not Simon Cowell. Yeah. Thank God.
No. Oh man. Well, although you know what, his acting would actually be more fitting of what this material is. I'm sure.
I gotta say, our acting would have elevated this material.
We would have really made this thing work. Honestly. Ooh, and actually he and what is this? Is this some anyway, apparently Hyde and Ian McKellen just did some production of Hamlet, which I'm curious about because Ian McKellen's very old.
He is.
And to be playing Hamlet.
Oh, he is playing Hamlet?
Yeah, that's according to this. Now I'm curious about this.
Wow. Okay.
They filmed that, so I'm curious about that. I wonder if that's some kind of new take where he's like, where he's old.
Old Hamlet.
Yeah, it's interesting.
All right.
I mean, it's
down
a lot
for
different. Anyway. Yeah. So he's like, curses, and then
curses, I've been spotted.
Boy, when something screams of TV is when you know they have to fit a certain time. The amount of time they show an audience watching the wacky newsreel footage of Casper Van Dien's digs, and I'm going this thing had to be 85 minutes exactly, obviously.
Yes, but also, you just let the most important thing go by saying wacky.
Well, yeah, I think wacky is right. I didn't say fun.
No, it's absolutely right. It's
I see. Yeah,
we need to explore it. Yeah, because I almost threw up. So we're watching the newsreel footage in a movie theater, and again, widescreen, because we all know that's how these things were projected back then.
Yep.
And it is like
that's
in the frame rate, so it's all herky jerky.
What I like is they intercut it with some real ones, and you can tell what's actual footage and what's just like a digital filter they put on it.
Yep. But it's like they're pulling stuff out. Okay, that's all. It's like taking treasures out of the tomb. Then it becomes like the newsman said, "Now, guys, do some shtick."
Oh, and
they do shtick.
They walk like an Egyptian, man.
They walk like an Egyptian, and that's not just Danny. It's Lady Doc and all the buddies.
I don't know how. I didn't know that Bangle song was that old.
I hated that so much.
I really was like,
because did they think that would be amusing to us, the audience?
Well, it's amusing to the fake audience in the movie. They're yucking it up like nobody's business.
Who knew Egyptologists were so nutty?
Famous for their sense of humor. They love to joke about ancient Egypt.
I will find Russell Mulcahy and get answers. I mean,
like I said, I was just shocked. Forget the quality of anything. The fact he has credits after this is amazing to me. This should have been the end of a career. This should put you in movie jail. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This should be it for you.
This is garbage.
I mean, it really is. He has to be ashamed of this. I can't imagine. I
don't want to cast any aspersions.
Yeah.
But it just feels like this is the kind of stuff that if a director has become too difficult or too inebriated or something has a rep, this is the kind of stuff that they would, it's like, well, we can get this guy cheap. This is what this feels like. Yeah. So if that's not the case and you are healthy, that's great, Mr. Mulcahy.
Yeah.
But this feels like a mercy job that someone gave to someone that used to have a lot of talent. That's what this feels like.
Yeah, Ugh. Man. I mean, you hit the scene with Highlander. That's a great debut.
Yep.
Ugh.
And he did plenty of music videos. He was one of that first wave of music video to filmmaking.
Yeah. I mean, there were a number of those guys, particularly out of England, who that was big. I mean, we talked a lot about Tony Scott. I think was a contemporary there.
Mm-hmm. Mulcahy wasn't as fond of blue light and fabric being blown around.
And somehow, even though Mulcahy is an openly gay man, less gay than Tony Scott's work. I don't know how that.
Yeah, it's weirdly. Huh?
I love trivia, random IMDb trivia.
Oh, I know you do.
But like under Mulcahy's trivia, it just says the only openly gay director to direct a Resident Evil movie. It's like, okay.
It's like, yep, okay.
It's like,
great.
Well, that would be interesting if that franchise was known for LGBTQ content, which it's not. So I don't know what the hell that means.
If it were rampantly heterosexual, and it's not even that because it's just killing zombies and stuff.
I don't know.
So
it's one of those things where you go like, great.
Sexuality doesn't really play much into any Resident Evil at all.
Nope. No.
But thank God we know that director was 100% out and proud.
Good. Oh, we'll tell you this right now. He was not hitting on Mila Jovovich on the set of that by any stretch of the imagination.
Which is probably why she stuck with the series, because she's like, oh my God, this is the only one where the director isn't trying to bed me.
She ends up marrying the director of the first one, so she still is married to Paul W.S. Anderson. The other Paul Anderson. Paul Anderson directed Resident Evil? Not that one.
It would be interesting.
I would love it. He is
apparently He's
a big genre nerd. Yeah,
he's a genre nerd. He would love to do it, but
he's talked about that. He goes, I want to make a superhero movie. Nobody ever calls me. I've seen many interviews.
Like, he would adapt probably Jonathan Lethem's Omega the Unknown.
Sure,
where it's like something so cerebral and not traditional superhero narrative, and then we're
totally
like,
off topic.
Finally, an art superhero.
We're totally
film.
Off topic, and of course, always with timeline stuff. It's probably out, and you've already seen it now. But his next movie is going to be a martial arts movie, which is true.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I'm very excited to see what Paul Thomas Anderson does with a martial arts film.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look that up. But let's get back to this.
So they're pulling out. We cut to this. Everybody's just bringing out. By the way, I don't think we talked about this in the first one, but the props department on this, of course, also terrible. The fakest looking gold treasures. They have no weight to them. They've clearly just been painted.
Low rent. Everything looks low rent. That part where the like later on when the tomb starts to do like its trap stuff and people are trying to get out, and then the thing comes down, the big stone block.
Yeah.
The big stone block. It's painted cardboard. I swear to God, it is just so cheap,
painful.
Yep.
But they're bringing this out, and of course they're doing bits where, hey, wait a minute, what you got in your shit? Oh, he was trying to steal
his drunken buddy's trying to sneak off. He goes,
scamp.
He goes, "You promised me I get paid for this gig." And Lady Doc's like going, "What are you talking about? This stuff has to go into a museum." He goes, "Well, I'm not doing all this for free." And Danny's like, "Come on, hand over the priceless object."
And then he gives him one, but he's like, "Wait a minute, you got more.
You've got another one in your
wacky."
pocket.
And I am laughing.
I am laughing.
Yeah, we're
laughing.
All
we're such good friends.
I wrote it down in my journal that Veronica said a very funny thing today. Man.
Oh,
and I mean this. Any Will Ferrell movie I would watch over this, even him at his worst, because
I would
at
watch
least
Semi-Pro or what's the jail one?
Oh, Get Hard. I would
Get
watch.
Hard?
I swear to God, I would watch Bewitched over this. I really would.
Wow,
I really would,
wow.
because at least I like those people. Even if the material is you've got him and Nicole Kidman and Michael Caine, who I'm actually this is only slightly below something Michael Caine would take.
Yeah, there is that. This is something where Michael Caine was given the script.
Yeah.
He's I'll look at it, and didn't, and he dodged the
Let
bullet.
me send this to Malcolm.
Yeah, I know exactly who she did.
Yeah. So let's see. So and then they're like, well, wait a minute. If this is one of those things that's like, how do you guys? Whose side are we supposed to be on? Because all the diggers are upset that these treasures are going to the Egyptian government.
Right.
And they're like, where's our cut of this? And you're like, well, it is that culture's treasures, fellas. Are we supposed to be on their side? Is them getting a raw deal that Egypt is keeping the treasures of Egypt?
No, I think this movie is trying to rightfully position that is the correct take, and they're idiots for thinking they were going to be able to cash in on the treasures of the tomb.
But then later there's
because
the whole thing
Lady Doc is proven to be in the moral right.
Right, but then there's also the whole thing where it's like, you betrayed us by working with the Egyptian government to take our treasures away.
Yeah.
And that's also including our hero, Casper Van Dien, is all pissed with her. So I would say, I think the movie, I agree, I think the movie thinks it's in the moral right, but there are moments where it's like, I don't know that you know what you're saying right now.
But also, I will say that historically, even when things get put back the way they should be, a lot of money was made off of King Tut's treasures. So
This is true.
Yeah, no one's going to starve at the end of this movie. If you were worried about that,
well, I do think about that. It's like we're only going to get a measly percentage. It's like it's probably going to be pretty good though.
Yeah, because that was a worldwide phenomenon.
I mean, that was how Indiana Jones was getting paid too, right? He gives it to the museum, and they give him a cut or whatever.
It belongs in the museum.
It belongs in me. Yeah.
God bless that old man.
I love him so much. He just was given a Lifetime Achievement Award the other night, and he literally ended his speech by going, "I've taken up enough of your time." And you're just like, that's exactly what I want him to. That's enough. That's enough of me.
And then I just want to see him just grabbing a bong and lighting up. That man has been smoking marijuana every day straight for 50 years.
Imagine how, like, would he just be like punching people in the face if he wasn't? Like, if he's that crotchety,
imagine, yes,
if that's him mellowed, imagine what he would be like without the weed.
He would have had a very problematic career.
I think
he
so.
Could have been
that keeps him just grumbling. That keeps him at a grumbling
almost made a
level.
Jonathan Majors joke, and I decided I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's there though. Write your own if
it's
you want.
There.
So they're like, so they go, okay, well, we know, wait a minute, we found all these treasure, but we still haven't found the magical shit we're looking for or whatever.
We haven't found the fourth hunk of the tablet.
And so they go, I know what we'll do. We'll go get that crazy rambling guy from part 1 who had the map appear in his chest. We'll drag him out here and see what he can find.
Dude, if anything in these two movies shows what a piece of shit Danny is the fact that he has used this guy who I don't think was even named in part 1, but now he's Mahmoud.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've got to get Mahmoud. He was the
I know.
crazy
I'm
guy.
still calling him. I still call him Rambling Guy in my notes.
Yeah, he's the local crazy guy who can tap into Tutankhamun, or he can speak to the dead and maps burn on his flesh.
Yeah.
In these both pieces of this movie, he is treated like a prop. They're like, let's go get that guy. He was thrown in prison. The Hellfire Council had him tossed in jail, and so they have to get him out of jail. But it is just like, we're using you because you're our conduit. At no point is it like, hey, are you okay?
No, and in fact,
have you eaten?
Are
you all right?
In fact, when they bring him out there and he can't connect to King Tut, they're just like, oh, come on, man, try harder.
Yeah.
Jesus, like, why did we bring you out here?
You think we want to hang out with you? You stink.
Yeah. Because you do get, once again, it's another comedy beat where he's like, all right, I'll try to connect to King Tut. And he's like, it's not working.
Oh, God.
And then they're like, just try harder. And then he does. And yeah, King Tut speaks through him. And I love every time that happens. And Casper Van Dien, multiple times when he goes, it's Tut.
Yep.
It's our old pal Tut.
It's our old pal Tut.
Yeah.
And we can tell. And this guy's definitely not making it up.
But the craziest thing I saw is it's actually character actor Victor Buono as King Tut from Batman 66. That's the thing that really got me.
I don't understand why this ancient pharaoh keeps mentioning Gotham Central Bank.
He'll never stop me.
But this is stupid. Just like there are
very stupid.
There are lots of times when this script will. It's like it's written for 10-year-olds, and maybe this was meant for a younger audience. I don't know.
I think it's Hallmark, and so I think there's a family vibe to it. I think it's definitely meant to be like an all ages thing.
Maybe, but
it's too stupid even for that. Like I said, even as a kid, I would have thought this was dumb.
And I would think that any producer or any production company that's about to make this for Hallmark or whatever would sit there and go, "Hey, this really isn't answered. This seems like." So there are lots of things in this, this is called the Jade Tablet.
Yes,
it is made of jade. Later on in the movie, somehow Danny knows, and we, the audience, seem to have to have understood that even though it's made of jade, it's somehow impenetrable and unexplodable.
Yes.
There's this thing that comes up later in this episode and I'm sitting there going like, wait, it's just made of jade. You can blow jade up.
Nope.
And the movie never established.
You're talking crazy, Brendan. You can't blow up jade. It's indestructible.
Impenetrable.
Jade is the real life vibranium, man. We know this.
Apparently, because Rembrandt can't even blow it up, even after he gives it a dumb name.
No.
What does he call it? The green. I call it the green.
Oh God, what does he? He does have some. It's like Requiem in green or something like that.
Oh yes, that's.
I think that's
and you're like, please go die.
I hate that character.
I hate that character, but I hate them all. So the
thing about that's just like all these things where it's like we're gonna have an explosives guy, but not really develop him at all. He's still all the characters are interchangeable. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I guess his buddy, whose name I can't remember, is just this stock I drink a lot buddy who's slightly shady but a good-hearted dude.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his whole character motivation, and he likes ladies because he's the one that's being used by the female spy.
Well, they all like ladies because, Brendan, they are all definitively heterosexual. We know that.
Oh my God!
This is Hallmark, man.
That bleeds out of every frame of this thing.
Yeah. Oh,
this is the most.
Actually, that was. Do you remember that was the big controversy? They did add some homosexual characters to some of their Christmas movies, and Candace Cameron quit the network.
Oh, is that what that was?
That was it exactly. They
they
added not even main supporting gay characters. They still haven't done a gay central romance, of course.
So
Hallmark.
She's some sort of conservative Christian asshole.
Yeah, and she's gone and started her own network where they do Christian, more more traditional. She said. She goes,
That sounds good.
We're not keeping you out. We just want to be more traditional with our Christmas movies on this network.
So no gay people, and it's just an endless stream of
no gay people,
scenes.
and it seems like not a whole lot of people of color over there either.
What?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. All their films are called White Christmas.
Yeah,
and that's just all it is.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's white, all in caps, Christmas. White Christmas. So they bring him
just like Jesus wants it.
You
mean the Middle Eastern gentleman?
So they do find the floating rambling guy who's now floating in the air and pointing them towards
levitates.
Over there, everyone. Woo.
Oh, they're like, yeah, you got to tell us. We're in the tomb, but you got to tell us where the tablet is. And
he's like, where the sun and the moon meet or whatever, right?
Yeah, the sun and the moon shine at the same time. And then Lady Doc, as if it was, and literally this is 6 feet from them.
Yeah.
Lady Doc goes, oh, I should have known.
It is always the case with that. It's
and
always like it's over there.
Known. Yeah, it's like, damn. And the whole thing is there are 2 columns, one of which has a sun on it, the other one has a moon on it, and they both press the panels at the same time, which causes a secret panel in a statue
what I love, up. This is another thing, once again, they're sort of doing the Indiana Jones or Mummy type thing. But yeah, all the clues could be solved by any idiot. It does not take a man of Indiana Jones's intellect to put this together.
Nope.
I just find that very funny.
This is just, it's Indiana like Jones, fucking, I would say, for dumb people.
The fucking Uncharted video games have more complex puzzles in there.
Oh, yes, they did.
Oh, God, infinitely more so.
Fuck this.
Yeah, man, Nathan Drake over Danny Fremont any day.
Lara Croft would have no problem with this.
Oh, she'd raid this tomb like nobody's business.
This tomb is already raided. That's how she would have taken.
So they just find. Once again, I love this. Just like, and then it's just like, oh, here it is. Here's the last section of the tablet.
Great, perfect. And this is where the thing about, it's in this language that we can't understand.
That's all in there. And then of course immediately after they find this, the government cops and stuff show up, going, all right, we're gonna take everything. But this is how, even though they're mad that Lady Doc has betrayed them by working with her own government. And her fiance, who they know she's engaged to, who is the representative of that government. But even she holds back that piece of jade tablet from them. Because it's just too powerful, exactly.
She believes the hype.
And then, of course, what do they do with that jade tablet? Oh, nothing. They go back out to the club to get some more drinks.
Yep.
Think about how much more effective they would be if they weren't all functional alcoholics. Jesus. I mean, yeah, they work all day, but at night they've got to get their drink on.
They got to get their drink on. That is why you join up in the Egyptology squad.
And I guess because he's let his guard down, Casper Van Dien is captured outside the club by goons.
Literally instantly.
It is so. He's like, I'm going to go outside. Oh no!
And then who is it that runs in and goes, Danny, they got Danny.
I think that's his boozy friend.
His buddy, boozy friend.
I think it's boozy friend. Yeah.
We got it. We got to say
boozy Danny. Friend, explosives guy, dying guy. These are the people. And the rest.
And the rest.
Yeah. Always loved and the rest.
Yeah.
There are literally 2 more. Yeah. Makes it sound like there are 50 more people on the
Professor
island.
And Marianne. Yeah. That's all they had to do.
That
was figured that out later.
Yeah, it took you guys a whole season to figure that out. All right.
Man, yeah. Are we idiots?
They were not wasting a lot of brain power on that show, I will say.
Nope.
And I say that as someone who loves that show, but yes.
I will watch an episode of it at least once a year.
Because it's great. It's very, we've got Jonathan Hyde getting his full-on Bond villain torture in.
Oh, yeah.
By putting Cas Van
Dien's
Dien's on this platform that he's turning a wheel for, so it dips Cas Van Dien into this water.
Here's again how bad this movie is. A line in the scene made me laugh because it's so terrible and goofy. And I was like, I have to remember that one for when we talk about the tomorrow. but this movie drained me of all energy, so I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
But it is sort of a, do you expect me to talk? No, I expect you to die kind of thing, because he's torturing Danny, and he's like, what are you going to do? Just keep torturing me? And then he says something like, no, I'm going to mummify you.
He goes, you might as well just kill me. Oh, I'm not going to kill you, Mr. Fremont. I'm going to mummify you.
And I laughed.
Yeah.
I laughed really hard.
And then
because,
even
again,
funnier...
Jonathan Hyde's doing his best to be a villain.
Well, because these guys can't not have gravitas. Even them checked out. There's just an inherent weight to the way they say stuff, right? Like,
but the line is so stupid.
I'm going to mummify you.
I'm going to mummify you. And it's like,
and then,
bum. And then he's like, I'm going to use this to pull your brain out of your nose.
Well, that's what I love about that, too. He goes, I'm going to mummify you. Hard cut to he's got him on the table and he's trying to mummify him. Like,
yeah. He's like half wrapped. So we can see that Casper Van Dien chest.
Yeah, this is, and by the way, folks, Mummy fans, this is the most mummying you're going to get in this movie.
We, of course, can't know until it's over. And
because I will say our vetting of these movies is mostly Googling a year and the words mummy movies. So, you know, like.
So here's the thing, guys. Technically, this shouldn't be on our podcast.
Technically, it's not a mummy movie. Although, as I said to you, it has basically all the trappings of a mummy movie except the actual mummy.
Yeah, I mean, we get supernatural menace, but it's all set the god of evil, and he's a bad CG creation.
Yeah.
So, no, there's no mummy.
No.
Not even Casper Van Dien gets successfully mummified.
No, I mean, King Tut should be a mummy, right, in this, but he's not. He's just a...
No, he's Hawkman.
Yeah. I will not have you insult Hawkman by
him
comparing
to and I felt bad even saying that, even as a joke.
How dare you, sir?
I love
all
Hawkman
that Carter Hall has done for us.
He and his wife share.
Oh, of course.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey. I mean, once again, we've probably already seen it by now, but we're going to get a cinematic Hawk Girl. That's pretty cool.
I'm very, very excited for all the DC characters that have been announced.
And yeah, and if you're listening to this in the future, how was it? Was it good? Were we
Good?
happy?
And
did we like it?
Was Brendan upset in the future Brendan? Because even though Shire is in it, they never mention Kadar Hall. I bet that happens. I bet they never even mention a Hawkman.
Well, they never, when they had Hawkman and Black Adam, they never mentioned her, right?
Well, there was something he mentioned
might
about
have mentioned.
a wife, I think.
Maybe he did, yeah. And that may be what we get here. We'll see. And once again,
I'll be happy with a mention.
I guarantee you there'll be. Here's what I know
them.
for sure: there will be Brendan nitpicks. That will be a given.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even for something I would sell my children for.
I mean, as much as we always talk up Donner, I've heard your Donner Superman nitpicks. So,
I can nitpick Donner Superman, and that is something.
Yeah. All right. So yeah.
Sorry, guys. Moving on.
Yeah, so they torture him. They go to mummify him, but of course, right. I mean, I was actually shocked they even got the thing in his nose, which was like, oh wow, Hallmark. Okay, a mild, like, that's a little bit more extreme than I thought. Ever so slightly is about as much as you're gonna get out of me for this movie. But of course, at that exact moment, Danny's boys show up and start shooting up the place. And this is the first of, I think, 4 totally boring gunfights in this movie.
Terribly choreographed, very boringly staged.
This is something, if you were a listener of the podcast I did with Michael Lisman called The Action Shelf, one of our biggest refrains on there was, those movies taught us that people firing guns is not inherently exciting.
No, and I agree, having not come to that conclusion with you guys, but it's absolutely the truth. Because like, this is...
On paper, you're like, well, everybody's like running around shooting each other. That should be exciting. No,
and this, the way it's staged, this is like guys with cap guns.
Yeah.
It's just literally like bang, 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 bang.
And it's actually a thing I also brought up on a lot of the movies on that show, which is all the gunshots are so quiet. It's just like,
yeah. And the score, there isn't any.
Oh, it's just this ongoing, like I said, sort of cheap version of the Jerry Goldsmith Mummy score. It really sounds a lot like it, except it's played on a synth, and it just keeps playing the same like theme over and over again.
This thing,
it's really bad.
And then the movie ended. Thanks, guys, for listening to.
There you go.
No, we've got a lot more to talk about.
So they thank God though, Cas Van Dien is saved. They didn't mummify him.
Man,
really, I was really worried for Danny Fremont. How will Fremont escape this one?
Will the ghost of King Tut stop Set from rising?
I have a good feeling that will happen. This is 85 minutes, and I still watched it in 2 halves.
Yeah, because it's boring and terrible.
I had to turn this off yesterday and watch the rest this morning because I was so bored. Yeah. So they go back once again. They're just like, well, that was crazy. Let's go back to the bar, everybody.
Yes, they go back to the bar.
I'll tell you what I would rather have. Just give me Norman Cliff on an Egyptian adventure. It'd be the same thing. They'd be going to the bar just as much.
They wouldn't need Mahmoud because, I think Cliff would absolutely know all the stuff.
You got to see the thing there about that is,
you know that Jade Tablet's actually in.
Well, that's not quite right there, Sammy, about old King Tut.
He had wings. Not a lot of people know that.
Little known fact. All right,
Jesus.
That was just an excuse to do John Ratzenberger.
I know, and you do it very well.
Thank you. Is he in Superman 1?
He's in Superman
1. Yeah, he's the missile.
He's a guy tracking the missiles and going, it's not responding, sir.
It's one of those things where he's so recognizable that you're like, oh my God, that's Ratzenberger. That voice.
Clavin is a nuclear.
He's also one of the guys on Echo Base in Empire Strikes Back, and it's the same thing where you're like, oh my God.
Yep.
There's no doubt who that is.
Nope, it's Ratzenberger.
It's
Ratzenberger, which was also the name of his city.
And hey, man, I'm sure he made a fortune on Cheers, but what has he made on Pixar? Good
Oh my
Lord,
God,
he
doesn't have to do a damn thing ever.
No, they just put him in every movie, and then he does all the games and theme park. Oh my God. But you know what? He was great on Poker Face because he does still go out there and do stuff. So.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Poker Face.
So
let's talk about something we like.
Oh God, it's so good. So they're back at the club, and now sexy dancer lady, who's also Jonathan Hyde's spy, is like, so Casper Van Dien, tell me about this artifact. He goes, oh, it's crazy. I sent it to the U.S. to have it examined. Because, see, he knows, so he's telling her, he's giving her disinformation, man.
He's figured her out.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at her character turn? I know I was.
Well, because she immediately goes and tells Jonathan, I love this. This, once again, is such bad writing. He gives her this disinformation. She runs and tells Jonathan Hyde, and then he just backhands her and goes, obviously that's not true.
Yeah.
Because and then I guess that was enough that was her breaking point.
Well, doesn't she also witness, or at least she's aware of the way he wipes out the entire Hellfire
right. Council? I guess this is the first indication of that, and then that's right. That's true. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry.
By the way, wiping
I'm sorry.
out the
it's much better.
Hellfire Council is kind of a dumb move, by the way. If you're a Egyptian god of evil, it's like
think so.
They're useful pawns.
Yeah.
Instead. Yeah. Literally just wipes them all out. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know. God, come on. And so Cas Van Dien and Lady Doctor are back in the goddamn
bar.
Tomb. No, they're back in the tomb.
No, they're
now.
back in the tomb. Yes.
And they make some discovery where they translate something, and they're so excited that they almost kiss. And then,
haven't they found the? No, they haven't yet. The next part down of the tomb where they're like, no, because this isn't even hieroglyphics. This is before hieroglyphics.
I don't know what this is. They find actually here some sort of translation of something, because that's later when they do use the dynamite to blow a hole in the place. That's our buddy Rembrandt coming back. That's when they go down to the second level.
Yep.
Who knew King Tut's tomb had so many levels?
No one.
Yeah.
Only Danny.
Yeah. I remember seeing like documentary footage of these tombs and going, well, this is nothing like any of these movies. I mean, they are, but it's like, where's all the death traps and like insane mechanisms and
none of them had that.
No,
they had curses carved into the stone.
Yeah, it was all mystical stuff,
thieves.
Right? Yeah, it's all just like, don't cross this thing. Yeah, but Indiana Jones and Mummy and stuff taught me that there's tons of mechanisms these ancient civilizations were building.
No, they weren't that crafty.
Yeah. I wish though. Oh God.
Hollywood writers are the source of that.
Yeah, well, they're the crafty ones. So and so they almost kiss, and then she's like, "I have to go home," because once again, We all just have to go home. We're only working 9 to 5 to
What a way to make
evil.
a living. Working 9
By the way,
to 5.
give me those 3 ladies in an Egyptian adventure over this. Any day, all day.
Their
all day.
chemistry to this day. Genius.
Unquestionably. You know what? And give me Dabney Coleman as the mummy.
Dabney Coleman all day long.
That's what we need. 9 to 5, the Egyptian adventure. There's a sequel in there.
Does that sound stupid to you guys?
Well,
then you haven't watched this movie.
I was gonna say it can't be stupider than this.
It cannot. This is bargain basement.
I wish anyone had the folksy down-home charm of a Dolly Parton in this thing.
Damn it. That would be refreshing.
Oh, God, it would be. Wouldn't it be?
Yeah. It's like, well, I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'll tell you, it looks like that J tablet might bring set back.
Oh, man, already I'm imagining that's 10 times better. I would love that
10
movie.
10 times better.
I would actually
Dolly
really...
makes everything better.
It's true. She does. Who doesn't like Dolly? It's impossible.
When I will say this, Dark Knight Rises, I was hating.
Yeah.
Until the second Dolly showed up. Once Dolly showed up in Dark Knight Rises, I was like going,
come on now, Bruce Wayne. You can get out of this pit.
Well played, Mr. Nolan.
Yeah.
You knew you were losing me. Then you bring Dolly
in. You know what, Bruce? I'm going to sing you a song so you can climb out of this pit.
Uh-huh.
This dark old pit.
The thing is, she's the hero that Gotham deserves.
Hi, Mr. Bane. Why you got to be so mean to everybody?
Mr. Bane.
You're right, Dolly. I don't know what that turned into, actually.
I never thought of it that way.
Oh, man, this folksy wisdom is really helping.
You have quite the point.
Yeah, that's how much we don't want to talk about this movie.
All right, we're back.
Yeah.
And
so
we're
anyway,
back.
yeah. So let's check in with our tuberculosis afflicted pal at the clinic, where Jonathan Hyde has come to him and goes, "What if I told you we have a cure for tuberculosis?"
Yeah, so he's coming here seemingly with so he's basically giving a Faustian bargain.
Yep.
And I guess he has it's not the Hellfire Council, it's just Set has given him magic, and he's basically saying, "Look, I can cure you
He's got
of your tuberculosis."
He's got a syringe of brightly colored liquid.
And I would trust him.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "I can cure you." And he goes, "What do you want in return?" He goes, "I just need to know where Danny probably would keep the tablet."
Here's the thing: this is not a terrible plot idea. However, nothing comes of this.
Oh no, nothing.
No, that's the thing.
Except it does set up,
because I watched this and went like, okay, I see where this is going. Like, once again, it's not good, but I'm going like, okay.
It sets up the absolute worst payoff that this storyline could have, and it also eats up a lot of time, especially the chase scene.
Oh god, the chase scene,
which we'll get to.
Which they just kept going. We've got to get this thing to 85 minutes exactly. Once again, so yeah, Casper Van Dien is now looking at the tablet and he goes, "Well, I've translated this. It seems to say here that if the tablet is put together, it will unleash evil." And this is where I'm once again going, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're just now figuring this out." And he actually has a thing where he goes, I knew it would open a portal. I never thought there'd be any kind of darkness to that or anything.
Yes.
Never expected that.
I laughed at that too, because he's
really
like going,
got me, yeah.
I knew it was going to open a dimensional portal. I just didn't think it would be, bad stuff coming out of it.
I never thought any portal. Do portals ever lead anywhere bad? I've never heard of this before.
It's just this thing where they're expecting us to kind of just flow with it, and not question that this Egyptologist would have known about the physical makeup of the tablets.
Well, because and
now he knew that it would open a portal.
Right. That's the thing about it. Right. Is the in this sort of Indiana Jones ripoff sort of thing, and of course when I say this, I'm not saying this because I expect it to be. Of course, it's not going to be as good as Indiana Jones, but
it can't be.
No, obviously not, and almost nothing is, right. Like, I mean, that really is sort of the
one of the most perfect films ever made.
Yeah, and it's the gold standard of this type of film. Like, it's such a specific thing that attempted, rarely ever equaled. But like, Indiana Jones is smart. I think people forget that sometimes when they write these things. It's like, he's not just brave and adventuring. He's really smart. And Harrison Ford reads as smart. Casper Van Dien, already doesn't read as smart. No offense to the man himself, but 2, then the material you're giving him makes him seem even dumb. Like, makes him seem actively dumb. He's not just not smart. He's dumb. Stupid. This character is stupid.
This character's stupid, and he's our hero.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be awed by his brilliance.
But at every time he's bumbling around and acting like, and a lot of times he's just acting like a jackass too.
Yep, that's true.
Like anytime he's in all of his jealousy about the lady doctor and stuff, just like, oh, shut up.
The one decent thing I kind of appreciated was at the very beginning when he's being interviewed and they're like going, you found it all by yourself. He goes, no, not all by myself. I had my friend here and
I had this hot lady with me.
And the hot lady. And then he also gives a shout out to his stricken friend who can't be with us right now because he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
But I couldn't have done it without him.
Hey, pal, if you're watching,
the only mention he makes of tuberculosis friend until the end when the entire universe changes, which we're not to.
I could not believe that.
I loved every second
almost
of that. That was where the writer was like, gotcha.
Almost making the events of the film a complete waste. I guess I do like he says that, and then it cuts to the doctor at the tuberculosis clinic going, well, we just got your test results back, and well, this is the craziest thing we've ever seen. You have absolutely no tuberculosis.
You are completely healthy, young man.
Not an ounce of TB in you.
And he did give up the location of the tablet.
So which is funny because he wasn't there when they found it. He just tells him where Danny hides stuff.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And
which
so
once again, here's just a missed opportunity about how bad the writing is. Wouldn't the obvious thing have been he comes back and he's better, and now he's working for Jonathan Hyde as a spy in Castle Van Dien? I thought that was what was going to happen.
Or it could have just been that having served his purpose and Jonathan Hyde being so powerful, he doesn't need to kill him. He doesn't need him as a pawn either. No. He could have just let the guy stew in his own guilt.
Well, I also thought
had him go back to Danny and go I told
the other thing I thought is maybe he was lying about the cure and it doesn't work and he ends up
I thought about that.
Yeah.
But then
any number of ways to go that aren't the way they went.
The way they went was to then, because okay, that's clever. You're evil. You gave him the cure. You now have the information. And then you want to actually kill the tuberculosis guy. Mm-hmm. And in the lamest way, too, it's just like, hey, we're in a car together. I'm just going to have you shot. And he does basically wing him and he jumps out of the car. And then it becomes this huge chase scene.
I mean, what was it, 20 minutes? It felt like it went on.
It was and they're up on rooftops,
and a lot of it's in slow motion, and none of this has been in slow motion up to this point.
No, and all of it is also there's like hiding. And the thing I kept thinking is like, why does this keep going? Because this character isn't that important,
right.
And we already assume that he's going to die because evil guy wants him dead.
Yeah.
So
and
why
he
the
totally can die
mouse?
because he's unimportant to the plot.
Like he ends up hiding underneath the tower, and Jonathan Hyde looks out through the tower. I can't see him. And he would have been safe if he had just stayed still because he couldn't see him. But no, then he starts running again on rooftops, and he goes, there he is, and that continues. Yeah. And then he falls through some laundry.
And then even the way he kills him, he has a gun, but he doesn't just shoot him. He has to choke him to death and then throw his body off of this roof where he falls in slow motion.
Yep.
And it's Jesus. I mean, this is, I'm like, okay, I guess this is just the movie now. The rest of the movie is this.
And after choking him to death, because he was bloody from that first gunshot wound, they do that. Jonathan Hyde is good as a bad guy.
He's really
he's doing
good.
The thing of like he chokes him to death, and then he sees the blood on his hands because of him touching him, and he wipes his hands off on the guy, and I'm like, that's evil.
That's good stuff.
And then he throws him off a roof and whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, that was expended effort for what, guys?
I don't know.
What was the purpose of any of this?
Chewing
up the time.
But he's got the tablet now, so he can do his evil ceremony where he's going to get the powers of Set.
Yep. Which is done very much like a satanic ceremony.
And then as I wrote in my notes, a bunch of CGI energy clouds swirl around him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then a video game breaks out around Jonathan Hyde, which once again, this is always, I hear this all the time from actors who work on big CGI stuff that they go, you feel so stupid when you're doing it. And then when you see it, you go, wow, that's what we were doing? But this is a case where Jonathan Hyde has to probably see this and go, it's exactly as stupid as I felt.
Yeah. He literally has a lot of scenes where he's either expelling black clouds of dust or whatever, or sucking someone's soul in, and it's all CG, and it's basically Jonathan Hyde, poor bastard, on set just going big open mouth, and you're like, oh, I feel so bad for you, dude.
Because you do think about how much actors put themselves in the hands of CG artists and stuff like that, where it's like, I'm gonna make an ass of myself in the hopes that you will have my back and make me look cool.
I'm going to say this right now, and this goes for both parts of this. Yeah. There is not one effect shot in both series that looks good.
And once again, comparing
not a single one.
Comparing it to like the Mummy movies, Vosloo could look just as stupid if those effects weren't handled as well. And not just the effects, but also Summer's ability to frame them and put the action.
There's some cheesy, not so great stuff in the Mummy movies too.
But even still, there's
not on this level. This is
and there's a general level of competency over the movie that even if you're like, nah, that one doesn't quite. But but in general, that you kind of let it slide because there are 5 next to it that look cool, sort of thing, right? Like
Hallmark didn't pony up for anything worthwhile.
Well, like I said, it doesn't even feel like anyone's trying. It's not like a thing because we've seen plenty of stuff where you go like, oh, they didn't have the money or time, but yeah, you know what? I can see where they were going. Here you're going like, what did they render this an hour before it had to air? I mean, my God.
There were PC games, like low rent PC games from this exact same period that look better than this.
Well, I said there's other TV stuff from this era. I think we mentioned that the guy who wrote this is also the writer on those Librarian movies, and those aren't like amazing, but they're a lot better than this.
Yeah.
It's because you got Frakes at the helm of those. That's why. I mean, I do think that's a big part of it. You've got Frakes, and you've got Noah Wyle as your lead. About impossibly more charismatic than Kaz Van Dien. And better female leads too, because it's Gabrielle Anwar is his.
Oh, Gabrielle Anwar.
Yeah, that's his sexy companion lady who's much better.
Is she a lady doctor?
I don't remember what her deal in those is.
I think I watched only the first one years and years ago.
Quest for the Spear.
Was
the first one. And then it was Return to King Solomon's Mines.
Yeah, that's right.
And then something else. I don't know.
That's all I need to know.
I don't remember what the third
something
one was.
else.
Something else. And Bob Newhart, as I said, was his mentor in those, which is great. I mean, that's great.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, TNT that's still cable, but like it's interesting that there's still like TNT still had a lot more going on than Hallmark.
TNT wasn't where characters are welcome. Was that USA?
No, yeah. TNT knew drama. We know drama.
Oh, they know drama.
Yeah, right. USA characters were welcome. TNT, we know drama.
Okay. You do have to get these.
You really do. You really do.
I got to know which one. Okay.
So yeah, the CGI swirls, and then now Jonathan Hyde is in control of the army of demon bats. Which here's my question: didn't we see those creatures come out of the tomb at the end of the first part? But now they seem to be appearing for the first time.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because it doesn't matter.
I mean, that could be. I could go like, what is the deal with this? And the answer is always, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No one thought about it for a single second.
No one did. And again, this is where, because unfortunately we spend plenty of screen time with these things flapping around, and all I could think was Birdemic. That's where I first thought of the whole thing of like the James Wynn, because these are that quality. Yeah. This is so bad.
It's really
and
bad.
You have all these extras like batting at the air.
Batting at the air, and then you've got Jonathan Hyde doing his like, get them my children, or whatever, trying to command his army of them.
He's doing his Wicked Witch.
Yeah.
Because these are his flying monkeys.
He totally is.
Shit. They're shit.
Oh, man. If only we could have had the late great Margaret Hamilton in this somehow.
We did get her in that episode of Night Stalker. It was great to see.
And she was great. She was always great.
Mm-hmm.
But I like, okay, so all of this is happening. and it cuts to the lady doctor going, yeah, I know there's all this stuff written, but I still don't think anything supernatural is happening. It's like, we are way too late in this thing for you to still be doubting. Once again, she saw that map appear on the guy's chest. She saw him float in the air.
Yep.
And it's still like, I don't know, though. There's probably a lot. Because I think she even has a line. She goes, there could be any number of explanations for that. Are you kidding me?
And we're like going, Dana Scully would have been totally believing it.
I was thinking that. I'm like, I am about as skeptical a person as you are aware. And even I would just be like, the second energy forms to make a shape on a guy's chest, I'd be like, oh, fuck it. We're definitely dealing with magic. Like, no question. Good Lord. This is not even a matter of skepticism. You've literally seen it. It's right there.
Again, no one is paying attention. No one is at the wheel of this movie.
No, it's
on
still
any level. The writer didn't care.
Nope.
The director didn't care.
Nope.
The actors didn't care.
Yep.
They just showed up.
Anyway, though, he goes, all right, but and once again, he's just like, I'm telling you, this is the unleashing of evil. Anyway, we're at your door. Have a nice night.
Yep.
They're fucking going home again. There's like an army of bat creatures out there, and he's like, nah.
Let's pick this up tomorrow, okay?
And then, okay, this to me is the funniest pacing in the movie. This is, and there's a lot of stuff like this, but this is indicative. Cass Van Dien goes, I just talked to the tuberculosis clinic, and our friend is out. Oh, God. He's cured. Yeah. And then Lady Doc comes around. I mean, I'm swearing. This is, you could back me up. This is the exact pacing of this.
It's exactly.
He's better, and his boozy friend's like, that's great. Then Lady Doctor goes, oh no, didn't you hear your sick friend was found dead? And then they're like, oh no, what? Hard cut to his funeral, his actual open casket funeral.
Yes.
That is the actual progression of maybe 2 minutes total screen time. Thank God he's better. Wait, he's dead. Now we're burying him.
Mulcahy, if you're willing to come on our podcast, we have questions.
Please. We'll talk about Teen Wolf if we have to, but yeah.
I want to believe in you, but this is so...
Speaking of X-Files, I want to believe in Russell Mulcahy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what the poster is behind me. It's got the UFO on it, and Russell Mulcahy's right underneath it. Oh my God! This is
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
Didn't you hear? They found him. He was dead.
And then, like I said, and then it's like, he's alive. No, he's dead. Now it's his funeral. It's his funeral. I was like, holy shit! And how much time has passed?
Well, it is also
because you don't just have a funeral. It's not like, well, we found his body in the street. Now we're gonna throw it in this coffin and get a bunch of people around.
Yeah, so let's say that's been a couple of days.
Yeah,
and
Jonathan Hyde already has ultimate power at this point, and so he's just sitting around.
And no one's moving out of Cairo because of demon bats, and no one's mentioning that there was a demon bat attack the night or two before.
No,
the fuck.
Yeah, Jonathan Hyde. Okay, so Malcolm McDowell is like, well, this is crazy. Because of course he's sitting and he's with the Hellfire. Yep. What is it? Not the Hellfire Club, because that's
it's the Council. Hellfire Council.
Yeah. Once again, that one word saved them a lawsuit.
Yeah. There was a Hellfire Club even before the X-Men. The historical Hellfire.
I guess that is true. Yes, but still.
But the whole thing is so stupid. You neglected to mention they did get out of their chairs for one scene.
That's right. They have one scene where they're standing in front of a fireplace.
No. There's an outdoor scene.
Where's the outdoor scene with Callow and McDowell?
Yep. Oh, and they're with Jonathan Hyde, and they're probably above the tomb or something. He's like, "Oh, fascinating. Well, that's great." And then now we're back to him sitting, and it doesn't matter. They're all about to die.
But this is where they go. Well, this is where they go. Hey, didn't Jonathan Hyde tell us that he found the Jade Tablet? Isn't it weird he didn't bring it to us? Oh, you don't think he's keeping it, do you? Oh well. McDowell turns to Simon Callow and goes, send one of your guys to get the tablet from him and kill him.
Right.
And so we get random, unnamed, masked assassin who walks into Jonathan Hyde's apartment. Jonathan Hyde's like, oh, I don't think so.
Literally, that's the dialogue.
And uses his now set given mind powers. Because basically, Jonathan Hyde's powers are whatever they want them to be for the scene.
Yes.
His power set is very unclear. But
for the whole movie, it's just whatever.
Because other times, sometimes he's sucking the life out of people, sometimes he's throwing fireballs, and in this case, he's using like a Professor X mind control thing to make this guy shoot himself.
Yeah, but the fireballs, you mentioned that, and now I'm remembering.
That's the next scene.
Yeah, god damn, that's awful.
Yeah. Well, this is what the dancer sees that convinces. She doesn't see him kill the council.
Oh, that's right. She's not there.
She sees her make this guy kill himself. Because then he's like, Hyde literally brings the body of this guy into the council room and is like, did you send this fucker to kill me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
oh, do we know him? I need help here, Callow.
So then he's like, I don't even need. Well, he does talk about what Set's plan is, which is to basically bring all darkness to the entire world.
And they finally addressed something I had a problem with last week, where Malcolm McDowell's like, we didn't want darkness to rule over the world.
Yeah,
we want to rule the world.
Refreshing. It's like, we want to rule the world. We what would be the point of us being like the rulers of a wasteland? And he goes, well, then you're unnecessary, and Set doesn't need you. He wipes out the entire council. They all, God.
All except he kills everybody very quickly.
Everybody except for Malcolm
McDowell. And he's like...
But the shot.
Yeah.
The shot where Simon Callow dies.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. There are things in the Haunted Mansion that are more convincing. The Haunted Mansion. Literally, he's like, and they do some kind of like crazy... CD sparkle, CG sparkle stuff, and then you see like a lit up animated skeleton rib cage underneath, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. This is garbage.
Well, they're trying to do that effect that's in the Blade movies, where when the vampires dust, you see them burn, and then the skeleton remains for just a second before it dusts too, which is a cool effect, but not.
It's a cool effect.
Yeah, if it's done right. And that was several years before this, and it looked better than this.
God, this thing is
so yeah, he kills everybody with
and
his
Malcolm
fireballs.
McDowell's the only one left.
Malcolm McDowell's the only one left, and Hyde's like, you give up your chair. Which, okay, a couple of things. Number one, why do you want the chair? There's no club anyway. There's no society anyway. And two, if you're Malcolm McDowell, fucking give him the chair. He's throwing fireballs at people. But Malcolm McDowell's like,
saw him wipe out every one of your associates.
And once again, what is he holding on to? What does Hyde want control of? And what is McDowell holding on to if everyone else is dead? But McDowell's like, I will never vacate this. And then he just gets burned.
John, the thing that I really appreciate, you always have. You ask the tough questions.
I do. That's I'm tough but fair when it comes to this stuff.
Tough but fair.
Yeah.
You're like Geraldo in his golden years.
I'm gonna challenge you on this.
I wish you would grow a mustache like Geraldo's. I can only think that would be terribly self-destructive.
It would be, and this is about as much. I just don't have it. I don't have the mustache.
You ever done it? You ever tried for the full?
No, for a while I had the goatee going.
You did,
yeah,
you did,
and that was, but that was more of a Doctor Strange kind of light. Mm-hmm. That's about as much as I can really do.
Well, that was when you were studying at what was the name of the place?
Comertage.
Thank you, because I almost said Kunlun, and I know that's not right.
No. I'm not the Iron Fist.
You're not the living fist of iron.
No, nor am I a sorceress. I'm just one of the other guys in one of the other sanctums.
You're not the burrito supreme. You're just the burrito.
Yeah, just the burrito. Yeah, exactly. I'm not here to take Steven's job.
No, Steve's got it covered.
I do. I think I have told you about it. I do have a friend, and I'll shout him out here. He's been on my podcast several times, who legally changed his name to Stephen Strange. His name was already Stephen, and he legally changed it, so his name is actually Stephen Strange. And I've been trying to get him to get a doctorate so he can properly be Dr. Stephen Strange.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I love Steve. Steve, if you're listening, you're probably not, but if you are, I love you. But and I bow down. That guy does like comics more than me.
Apparently so.
And he's the one. He's like my friend who is just like, all right, never mind. I'm not even close to a comics fan, because that dude. He's also the guy who's got all the color spectrum rings tattooed on his fingers.
That is the same person. Okay, good. Now I know.
He's hardcore. And I love him
very
for it.
hardcore.
I love him for it.
All right.
But yeah, that is, and luckily his wife is equally into all this stuff. So
I
she's
now
on board.
Identify as Kal-El Jones, and I'll get that legally done.
Nicolas Cage did name his kid. That was another one where when he did that, I go, all right, Cage, you like Superman more than me. Fine,
when he did that, I was actually angry because should I ever have found someone to settle down with, I probably would have pitched naming a child Kal-El.
Yeah. And then you always
I'm sure it would have been turned down.
You always would have addressed your child as my son.
I'd always put a slight lisp on it. My
son.
He'll get on
Krypton. Nobody ever, I still always go back. Nobody ever like, Marlon, that's not how it's pronounced.
You know, you could say that maybe he has an ethnic dialect from some part of Krypton where they say Krypton.
Little known fact that the Kandorian dialect. All right. I don't actually know. Zod was from Kandor, not Jor-El, right?
Jor-El lived in Kryptonopolis, which was the capital city.
Yeah, but I believe in most stuff isn't Zod from Kandor? And that's part of why he's
Zod's
so pissed.
From Kandor, and Jor-El's bro, who's Kara's father, they live in Argo City.
Yes. Isn't his brother Zor-El?
Zor-El.
Yeah. As played by the great Peter O'Toole. Talk about fucking slumming it.
Man, that movie's a painful sit.
It is tough. Despite
Even
the
though
fact,
I sit
as
there
we've talked
going,
about,
Helen,
you are
so well cast.
What a perfect choice.
It's
the same as the Linda Carter thing. We were talking about that. You're just like, well, that's just the drawing come to life. Look at that. That's her exactly.
Yep.
All right. So now
back to this. When I look at Casper Van Dien, it's like all of the Danny Fremont that I had in my head has come to life.
all those years spent reading Danny Fremont novels, and I mean, he's such an iconic character.
They nailed everything, even the knockoff Indiana Jones hat.
By the way, I'm looking at the DVD release of this, and there is a pull quote from The Hollywood Reporter of all places. Now, that's an actual meeting. And they this is their pull quote. Action at full throttle and then some. How drunk was this guy? I mean,
no, there was a fat envelope.
It has to be. Because what are you talking about?
This is a snooze fest.
Action at full throttle and then some?
Man.
No, sir. I mean,
no, sir.
I'm willing to debate whether or not you can even call any of this action, but it's certainly not at full throttle. And then even further.
I know what they meant. They meant movement. None of the characters are stock still.
Well, that's true. There's a lot of walking. There's definitely some walking around. And later, we'll talk about some of the awkward running at the end that I really enjoyed because they were clearly on a green screen stage and could only go so far. Which I really enjoyed. All right, so anyway, the dancer woman now comes from Casper Van Dien and goes, "Oh God, he's crazy. I'm sorry. I've been spying on you for him."
Yeah, she fesses up. She goes, "I was a spy and I was just getting paid, but he's crazy and has magical powers. You can trust me now. I'm on your side."
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm still not sure though." But at this point, Jonathan Hyde, having killed everyone on the council, is like, I don't know why he didn't start with this. He's like, "All right, my demon army, go kill Danny Fremont."
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I could have done this like a couple of days ago. You know what? Now is good.
Here's the other thing, though, is he already has the tablet and the powers. Who the fuck cares if Danny Fremont's alive? Like, what is he?
That's true.
I mean, Hyde's basically won at this point, right?
Why isn't he just running to wherever the tomb is and starting opening the pit?
It's just so, because I did think once he got the powers, I'm like, wasn't this the end of the movie? Doesn't he just take over the world now? I don't understand. That would be like if they opened the Ark of the Covenant an hour and 10 minutes into Raiders.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's the rest of the movie?
And Belloc keeps forgetting that he has that power, and he's like, oh, I could use...
Oh, shit.
I could be melting Nazis and Allied soldiers.
Yeah.
I can melt anybody.
Mads Mikkelsen goes back in time about halfway through Dial of Destiny, and it's just like, now I'm here.
Now I get to take over for Hitler, who screwed the pooch.
Yeah, by the way, I love that villain, man. I loved his whole deal.
I did too.
So good. And Mads Mikkelsen. That movie is great, and I'm sorry.
We don't understand. We don't understand.
Legit baffled. Like I think
the world slept on that movie.
I think people are hyperbolic about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but I get the complaints about it. I think people way overreacted, but I see what the problems are in it. Dial of Destiny actively baffles me. How if you're a fan of that franchise, you could have a problem with that movie. All right, so he sets the demon army. He's been balls of fire. Great balls of fire.
They're not great. They're the worst balls of fire you've ever seen.
Wait. Let's talk about when this turns into Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, we have to.
Or Age of Ultron a little bit too, right?
A little bit. Where Cass Van Dien's talking to everybody, he goes, "All right, guys, I think things are getting really bad." And then, what's this? The lights have gone out and everyone's gone now. Jesus. And he's in a dreamscape.
He's in a dreamscape. Because at first,
and this happens
Lady
not
Doc,
only to him, it happens to her, like, the same time.
What happens to everybody
right
is what's
it happens to everybody,
because
and it's so poorly done. And the acting in this is awful.
Casper Van Dien is now alone in this room, except for then Lady Doctor shows up, and she's like, "Never mind, I do love you. I don't care about my fiance anymore." And then he's like, "Wait a minute, you're not you're a demon lady." And she turns into a. Why is she like a weathered old hag now?
Because that's supposed to be scary.
And then, boy, you want to talk about? I can't remember who said this, but it sticks in my head. Somebody I heard once in an interview just go, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to admit, acting is embarrassing. Like, doing it is embarrassing. Even if it turns out well, you feel some level of embarrassment acting. You just can't avoid that. But I felt embarrassed for Casper Van Dien when he has to play being thrown around by an invisible force. And you can tell he's just throwing his own. This is where the Brendan Fraser thing, he's so fucking good at that. And a lot of these guys who do big CG action movies, your Ryan Reynolds and Vin Diesel, I mean, all those guys who do this stuff for a living, there is a skill set to being thrown about by something that's not there. And I don't know whether I think it's a little of him, it's a little Mulcahy, it's a little bit the production. Everything is failing here.
Everything fails here, and you do end up, honestly,
and this is the first time I actively feel bad for Casper Van Dien.
And I feel bad for her in her scene. And no one does this well.
Yeah,
and it plays stupidly.
Yep,
and you just are. It's just embarrassing.
It's just embarrassing because then he snaps out and he goes, "Wait, that was a dream." And then when he comes to, everybody's still in the room. The lights didn't go out, but they're also fighting stuff.
And it's like, man, you were losing it. You were fighting at stuff that wasn't there, and now we're doing it.
And this is the Freddy Krueger thing of going, just
it's
don't
not
believe.
There. It's not there.
Just turn away.
Turn away. It's not really there.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. And then they're like, wait a minute. If they got to us, they probably got to Lady Doctor too. Let's run to her house. And so they go and run over to
again after we've been doing this now for 12 years.
It does feel like
At this point, it is a little hard to talk about what the worst ones are.
I know it is like made. As I'm going through my notes, I'm being reminded. Oh no, wait! This scene is also in this, which is terrible.
Frankenstein Island is a monstrosity, but at least it's weirdly entertaining.
Yeah, there are like decisions in it where you're like, what? It forces you to lean in at least. Yeah,
I was never bored watching that. This thing is just. It's shit.
It really is,
and it's made by people that who should know better.
Yeah, it's made by people who are at least industry veterans, right? Like it's the idea of maybe they're not like, I'm not saying these are all like geniuses, but they're all people who have worked on productions where they've seen how a movie is put together.
Jesus.
Oh my God. So she's there. Casper runs up there, finds her.
The friendly ghost runs up
and then
there,
of course. While she's in her dream, she's going, "Danny, save me, Danny." And he snaps her out of it. And so this just leads to her policeman fiance going, "You were asking for Danny to save you. Why not me?" And I love this because she goes, no, there's nothing romantic. And then once again, it's not long later where she's like, "Actually, no, I'm leaving you because he's." And you're just like,
yep.
Well, wait a minute. What?
Yeah, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump. She's like, "We need to talk."
I love that scene too because he's just like, she's like, I need to tell you. So he goes, no, you don't. I know what it is.
I know it is. You're hot for the Van Bean.
Yeah, we get it. We all saw that jawline.
Yeah. Your children will be genetically perfect.
Yeah, I am just looking at like his IMDb photo. The man takes a great headshot, but as soon as he starts moving and talking, you're like, oh no.
Oh, I got it. I know exactly what Set's planning. You know, I mean, literally, that's
man. Hey, Tut, get over here.
Oh my God! I never thought I'd really end up in hell.
Yeah,
we're not quite there yet, but like, he does.
Yeah, I get why if somebody just saw a photo, they were like, "Oh, Tarzan."
Yeah. Except for actually, I don't, because Tarzan really does need to look like a British lord who got fully ripped and deeply tanned.
He also has a little bit of that.
He doesn't look British.
Well, he also has a little bit of that modern day face too, right? Where you go,
he
like,
has
this guy's not in like the 1800s or turn of the century or whatever.
Yes. I'm glad we've addressed this.
Yeah. No, that movie's bad for a lot of reasons.
Yes.
Yeah. But we needed more of Legend of Tarzan because that movie rules.
That was great.
It was so good. Oh, why
no
didn't
one
people
cares
go?
about the pulp heroes anymore.
No,
even though I'm sitting there going,
it's
Alan Ritchson,
Doc Savage.
Doc Savage, man.
I know.
Man of bronze.
It would be great. He just is.
And he's at the right age.
Oh, he's perfect. Now is exactly when he should be doing it.
Yep.
Let's see. So so then everybody's like, once again, they're going, all right, we know now they know the score, right? We're being set upon by the forces of evil. Everybody get your guns.
Danny, get your gun.
Yeah,
come on. Come on.
Come on. But no, that's the thing I just like. It's like we're going up against unimaginable, super powerful forces of evil. Give me that 38.
Grab your 1920s revolvers.
Give me that Webley, which is what Indiana Jones carries. And what I love is just to speak to. You know that. But did you notice he's carrying the short-barreled version of it, which is so perfect. He's still carrying like the snub-nosed Webley, and I'm like, that is exactly what Danny Fremont is. Your snub-nosed Indiana Jones.
Oh my God, that's it.
Yeah, it's the
plus he's wearing the snub-nosed Indiana Jones Stetson.
Yes,
because this is a knockoff.
Yes,
and again,
it's not as cool.
Correct.
No,
anyway,
it's not as cool looking. His outfit is just sort of generic hero shirt. They don't give him a jacket or anything. Once again, they're just it's so lazy. Whereas, like we talk about, even things that echo Indiana Jones, something like The Mummy to a certain extent, Rick O'Connell has his own vibe.
Yes, he does. This is dollar store Indiana Jones.
Yeah, this is like I quickly had to put a costume together for this party, and I guess I'm Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And he's actually walking around with like Twizzlers pretending they're whips.
I actually, you know what? Because this is so, I am shocked he never used a whip. Honestly, I was waiting for it.
I think that would have been too much on the nose, John.
I don't know, man. Later, this movie will quote Casablanca.
Oh, God. And it doesn't even make sense. It's just so stupid. It's like, I think I heard that somewhere.
That movie doesn't come out for another 20 years.
Jesus Christ, I hate this movie.
That's the thing. It's like, I know what you're referencing, movie. What is he referencing?
What is he referencing?
Dude, the war that movie's about hasn't even broken out. Not even close. No, Jesus.
No. But at least this movie finally told us that the Great War was started by the Hellfire Council.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah.
Man, it's really exposing a lot of
that's the thing. I was so glad. History was so wrong. This movie finally told me so many of the things about Tut and World War I. It's all great to finally get out of there. So anyway, they're like, all right, hold on, though. We got to make one stop before we get out to the tomb. That rambling guy who's connected to King Tut, he is currently in a prison cell somewhere.
Yeah, he got tossed in.
And this is the easiest prison break I've ever seen. They just walk in there, they like push their way through some people, grab him. Casper might as well have just slung him over his shoulder at this point, and they walk out of there.
They have treated this guy from the beginning. He's just sort of like this thing.
He's a prop.
Whenever they need, they go, they go grab him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a living person.
Is he, though? No. He's foreign, Brendan.
He gets a happy ending, as they all
do. Except for Jonathan Hyde, I guess. That guy just...
no, fuck that dude.
Yeah, did the Hellfire people come back, by the way? Is Malcolm McDowell back?
We don't know that.
Yeah, no idea. Well, I guess we would have found out in the sequel.
Jesus.
So they blow up. This is where they finally get to the tomb. They go into the second layer after Rembrandt there blows open a hole. Once again, we're just these people have no respect for it. These are supposedly like these archaeologists. They're like, yeah, just put a bunch of dynamite right over there in this ancient tomb, and we'll just blow a hole right into it.
There's some parts where they're like going, no, that's a little too much. This is a priceless treasure. And then within 5 seconds, Rembrandt has on his own just gone and blown something up. And they're like, oh, it's again, you scamp.
What a lovable scamp.
He's a lovable scamp that'll blow up anything.
Oh, man.
Man, he could have had a spinoff.
The Adventures of Rembrandt.
Rembrandt blowing up Noah's Ark. Come on, that would have been awesome.
Oh, what?
No, he becomes a painter, which is funny because his name is Rembrandt. I'm sorry, I spoiled it.
Isn't that funny? I was like, they're not going to try to tell me this is actually Rembrandt because that doesn't add up.
No, that doesn't work out as far as time.
Hey, man, not a lot does in this movie, though.
They could have made him French and made him like Toulouse-Lautrec. That would have worked out. Well, maybe not.
So they go down to the Jonathan Hyde is after them, and people start getting killed here. A guy gets pulled into a swirling vortex. Jonathan Hyde's team. Yeah, this is where you have the crushing.
That's the guy like
the whole
the guy with the movie camera. He's like, oh, you guys smile, and then the pit literally opens up behind him. He's like, oh no! And where they're going is literally hell.
Well, it's what hell is based on.
Yeah.
Right? Because I love that line. They go, when Christians describe hell, this is what they're describing.
Yeah, it's like a lot of cultures and societies have an underworld, and I guess this is the Egyptian one. This is it. This is just... run by Set.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Cool. Yeah. Let's not drag religion, because it's always weird when you start going like, this religion's correct.
Oh, no, I always like it, especially when they try to do Thor is a god, but Jesus was also around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I do wonder that about, like, in the MCU. What is the state of the Christian faith when literally Thor is, like, running around, right? You know, just like, there's literal gods of other religions that are right there. Or, like, the Eternals are
MCU
actual figures.
Series.
Yeah.
Which is about a Catholic priest who doesn't have any powers.
I can't imagine that will stir up any controversy.
That the Eternals are walking around.
Yeah. Because, like, that's a big part of the Eternals is like, oh, yeah, all these mythological figures are just these people.
Yeah, just based on them.
Yeah. We did talk briefly about the hallway that's closing and crushing people. And Jonathan Hyde's guys get crushed in there.
They get crushed in
like
that terrible... paper mache.
I would have liked it better if it was made of macrame. That would have at least been fascinating to see.
Yeah, be like, wow, they're screaming in pain, but it's really just those textiles coming down on top of them.
I can't believe this. They made this out of shrinky dinks.
God, do they still make shrinky dinks?
I mean, they did when I was a kid, but that was now a while ago, so I don't know. They must.
I think they probably do, but it's all IP now instead of just generic Shrinky Dinks. I think now it's all like SpongeBob Shrinky Dinks and blah, blah, blah Shrinky Dinks.
Shrinky Dinks.
My Little Pony Shrinky Dinks.
Oh, yeah. Star Wars Shrinky Dinks. They're right there.
Nice. Look at you doing the research.
Yeah. They have more generic ones, too. But Disney Princess, Star Wars, Spider-Man. Ooh, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to get
I have an
Spider-Man.
oven.
Yeah. Maybe Spider-Man can, They can always get they put Spidey on something. I'm always a little bit tempted to buy it.
I took a Superman ornament to my mom's house for Christmas to put on her tree.
Yeah.
And she was like,
oh, my parents lost that battle long ago, so they still have all my like Star Trek ornaments on their tree and stuff like that.
What I ended up doing was still putting it on the tree, but on the side facing the window that she couldn't see.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, there are many a superhero and sci-fi character on my parents' Christmas tree.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, they've got a good chunk of the Justice League on
Is
that
it
tree.
possible we don't want to talk about this movie?
It is. Let's talk about everybody jumping into the portal now. They're in the underworld.
And by the way, the effects of them
now we're
into...
so bad. So bad.
When they jump in, they make it look, or they're trying to make it look like it's an actual like whirlpool thing, like they get sucked in.
Yeah.
And then when they show up, they're just walking.
Yeah, and now
it's not like them landing anywhere. They just like, they teleport in and look around a bad green screen thing, going like, "Wow, we're in hell."
Yeah, and now we're just in a green screen studio, right? Like,
oh yeah, totally.
Then walking around going, look at this. This is great. This is hell. This is nuts.
There's really nothing to it. I mean, there's an
that
orange
90s
filter.
Spawn movie, hell, looked better than this.
Yep. yes, it did. This looks like a rock quarry. Yeah. Basically, an orange rock quarry, and every now and then the bad demon bats will flap around.
And then so now we had King Tut was possessing the rambling guy that they were carrying around.
Yeah.
And now he just starts possessing just different people in the group to tell them where he is.
Well, I think the thing is that Mahmoud did not end up in the portal.
Right.
And so like, we've lost our connection to Tut. And then the French Legion guy suddenly starts going, "No, I'm here. It's me. It's Tut." And they're like, "Wow."
But I did think it's like, well, if he could just take over anyone, why did he need that guy specifically in the first place?
Because he must have had some latent psychic abilities that made him open.
So anyway, also we should talk about that occasionally fireballs just land from the sky around them so they can run around and go, fire!
And again, it is looking like a bad improv exercise most of this section.
Real.
Because it isn't like going, "Oh, I totally see that thing."
I've been in some truly terrible improv troupes, and they were all still better than this. So
I'm a tube of toothpaste, and she's a gynecologist. Got it.
And we're on the moon. The amount of times the audience would shout out "on the moon," I'm like, we don't have to take that. We're always on the fucking moon.
Why are they always going on the moon?
I don't know. That was a weird thing for a while when I was in an improv group, and we did so many shows where it was like, "Oh, you're on the moon!" Oh, God. On the fucking moon again. So one of Jonathan Hyde's guys gets pulled into a wall, and he dies. That's great. He's had this weird little mustachioed accomplice guy off and on, and at a certain point, Hyde just drains the life out of that guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of just like, you've seen me through this whole thing, but I don't care, so you're dead.
Yeah.
And that guy, as we mentioned, this was shot in India.
Yeah.
That guy's clearly Indian, not Egyptian.
He's very Indian. There's almost no
extras
Egyptian.
that were running from demon bats. They were all Indian.
Oh yeah.
There was not a single Egyptian person in this movie set in Egypt.
And no matter what the good folks at Hallmark think, there's a big difference between Egyptian and Indian people.
And people can tell.
You can tell pretty quickly. And like as we've talked about, our Brazilian leading lady. Is clearly not from Egypt, not from India or Egypt,
or France, which sometimes her accent leans towards French, and you're like, what's happening with you?
Did she just go, "This is as close as I can get"? Is French about as close as okay?
And they're like, "It doesn't matter. You're lovely."
Yeah,
and she is.
Yeah, we will see. There's another movie with her upcoming. I did see on our list.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's around.
Give me some time, man. Give me a little bit of time.
It's not immediate. Okay. So let's see. So so they just get to this wall where they kind of throw the tablet at it and it hits the wall, and then out of the wall comes Tut. And the guy who plays Tut is so horribly cast because he's nothing. I mean, Tut is nothing, but he's got no presence.
He has no presence.
You would think when Tut would show up, he would have some sort of regality to him or something, right?
This guy may have been cast because he's very fit. He has kind of a dancer's body.
Yes.
And he was at least willing to completely shave his head.
Yep.
And so he's got that going.
I mean,
for him.
he is in a state of undress in every single scene, of course. So
right,
Francisco Bosch is this guy who plays him. And I will say, he only has 2 photos on his IMDb. One is a headshot, and the other one is him doing a ballet pose in a Speedo. So, I think the dancer. I think the dancer thing is yes, part of the English National Ballet.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I called it. I didn't even look that up.
Yeah. He's Spanish.
But yes, it's, of course. He doesn't read as an Egyptian pharaoh.
This is one of
less
four
a 19-year-old Egyptian pharaoh.
4 acting credits he has.
Yeah, he's not an actor. But he basically is like, thank you, Danny Fremont. You have helped me a lot. Now I'm going to fight Set.
Yeah.
And then Danny Fremont goes, do you mean that CG screensaver? And he goes, yes.
That right there. And then, oh God, Set comes out.
Yeah.
Tut pops his wings, which we all, of course, know about Tutankhamun's wings.
Yep.
And then the close up, they do this push in close up. He goes, "Let the battle begin." And I just thought, well, no matter what happens, it's going to be super lame to set up like that. And then it's even lamer than you could possibly imagine. It is
not only the lamest thing you've ever seen. And Set, again, is a terrible design.
Horrible.
I love the fact that Set's big bat wings, like demon bat wings, never move.
No.
He never flaps them. When he moves, they
that's
do that kind of like...
That's going to be another $10,000 to make him... then forget it. Yeah.
Shit. And then
just fucking
yes, the battle is 2 seconds.
2 seconds! I mean, it really is. It's like Set throws an energy blast... Tutankhamun throws an energy blast, and then Set just evaporates.
Yep.
And I thought, that's it?
That's it. The day has been saved.
Even with the absolute under the ground expectations I have for this, that's terrible.
It is unbelievably terrible.
Horrific stuff, you guys.
And I know you think, oh, wait, am I listening to Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters? Yeah, again, no mummies.
No mummies.
So sorry.
I mean, it's sad as close to a monster.
Turn into this nonsense.
Yeah. No, believe me, no one is more upset than we are. And so then Set, another one of my favorite just stupid images is Tut grabbing Casper Van Dien and Lady Doc under each arm and just flying them out of the underworld.
I kind of thought for half a second that a hot 3-way was about to happen.
Dude, I was on board. I'm like, I like where this is going.
Unfortunately, no, it's just like, I will see you safely to the other world. And he does say something like, thanks to you.
All is as it should be.
All is now as it should be.
Which I guess leads to this Back to the Future-y ending where everybody just has their best life.
Holy crap. It's like, in honor of you saving all of reality has now been reset to where everything you want,
it's
everyone's
great.
Happy now.
Casper Van Dien now has that truck so he can take Jennifer to the lake.
He gets to play the school dance.
Yeah, and Tuberculosis Guy is a famous sci-fi author. It's great.
That's the power of love.
Once again, don't. Now I'm just thinking about Back to the Future. And
well, you're the one who brought it up.
I know, that's another one.
But yes, this is
another perfect screenplay.
What turns out is that Danny and Lady Doc are the only ones who remember what had happened before.
I love this. They're walking through the town. They're just walking through the main street of the town, and they just go,
every 2 seconds they run across someone familiar.
But at first, before they even run anybody, they just go, look at this. None of these people seem to know that they were attacked by an army of demons. This is crazy. Did everyone just forget?
Yep.
And then, there are Casper Van Dien's Tuberculosis and Boozy Guy are bantering or some shit. And then
it's like, so you guys, and they're like, you don't remember? And he's like, well, we did put on quite.
We had quite a night because we're both once again full blown alcoholics.
And I guess this guy won't have TB, but I still love the ladies. And then I think the spy lady walks by,
and he's like,
and he goes, "Whoa, I've got somewhere I need to be."
Yeah, and then I think my favorite is, oh look, her fiance just has a different woman, so it's fine.
I know. It's like, well, I mean, it does work out the way they both would want, but really, it's so easy.
And
wouldn't she still have some emotional, like,
No, she's just like,
good for him, I guess.
And then our friend, what is it, Mahmoud?
Mahmoud
is now a famous magician or something?
Yes.
They see a poster for him, and they're like, wow, good for him.
Mahmoud is now, I guess, not a street person. He's now a professional magician.
And then,
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Rembrandt is painter.
Rembrandt is a painter. That's right. Rembrandt is a painter. Okay. And then Casper Van Dien walks up to a guy at a table and goes, "Hey, Carter, I know you're looking for that tomb. Try this map."
Yeah, he goes, "Carter, you haven't had much luck, but I think this is the one." And he goes, "Really, Danny Fremont? Okay." So this explains
because
it.
then
He gives
Lady
the
Doc
actual map.
Because
to
Lady
Howard
Doc has a
Carter.
line to Casper Van Dien going, "What was that?" And he goes, "Somebody's got to discover it."
Yep. So that explains how we in our reality.
Because
know
then it
that
cuts
Howard
to
Carter,
the real actual footage of them opening the tomb and a horribly made CGI newspaper headline of like, "Carter finds Tuts' tomb."
Oh, I can't be the only one who noticed this. Not only was it a terrible fake newspaper, which they show us way too much of.
Yeah.
Carter's photo
Yeah.
on the newspaper is in negative.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And they show
Why
it twice.
is it? Why? Why is it? And why was that missed? How could that be missed?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this movie.
Well, I have my favorite goof. I'll get to it. It's in the closing credits.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
But we'll get to it. We'll just finish the movie here, which is now it's some amount of time later.
Yep.
This is where he says this is going to be the start of a beautiful friendship. She's like, "What's that?" "I don't know. I heard it somewhere." And I went, I almost just stopped the movie right there.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
this.
what I'm saying.
Fuck this movie. Are you kidding
fuck
me?
This movie.
But,
Okay. I'm going to throw this in before you get there, just real quick,
Yeah.
because this stuff we've already covered, but we missed it.
Yeah.
There are a couple of parts in this movie where they're trying to sell you on how awesome everything is. Like, the discovery's awesome, the tomb is awesome.
Yeah.
So when they enter the lower half of the tomb where the carvings of Set are and all that stuff, Danny actually says, "This is a bigger story than the birth of Jesus." And I'm like, wow, that's a direct quote in the script. I'm like, that's okay. And then later on, when they're in some other thing, it's either Danny or one of the others goes, "This is grander than the palace at Thebes," or something like that. Another historical thing that we can reflect on and go, no, it's not. So why bring up these terrible comparisons? Just like when they bring in a great line from Casablanca, why invite comparisons?
Well, and also it has nothing to do with anything. Number one, this is Egypt, not Morocco. Like I don't even know. And this isn't World War II. I don't even know. Like this, that one baffled me because, man, even if the reference itself is lame, it comes out of it has nothing to do with anything.
No, sir.
I really couldn't fathom that.
Nope.
So, okay, so then it goes to it's some amount of time later. Lady Doc is giving a tour of a museum, and she's now talking, as we know, Tut was the boy king. He died at 19. It's the now we're getting the correct information about Tutankhamun.
And he had a head wound. He was either got sick or was murdered or something like that. It was an accident or murder.
And then she goes, "Hang on, there's Casper Van Dien. I have to go talk to this hunk around the corner here." Everybody and she goes and talks to him. And he goes, "Nice story you made up about all that Tutankhamun bullshit that we know isn't true." And I just thought, Jesus, movie. Okay, I get what you're doing, but once again, like everything, laying it on a little thick and also just not thinking.
No.
And he goes, "I have one thing to show you." And he opens up a ring box, and it's a ring that somehow is made of jade from the... Is that right? Isn't that what they say?
I don't know how they would, because that thing is invulnerable.
I don't understand. And he goes to, and I like this where it's like, we don't have time. He goes to take a knee. She goes, no, I'm going to stop you. The answer's yes.
Yep.
And then he's like, I just
and her tour group applauds, by the way. They're very happy for
cutting to the complete group of the most Indian-looking extras you've ever seen.
They're so Indian.
It's so... Indians and Egyptians look radically different. Maybe not to the racist fucks at Hallmark who are just like, brown people be brown people.
Dark.
I mean, that's clearly the thing. That's like casting the Brazilian woman, just going, whatever, she's got dark skin too. It doesn't matter. This Spanish guy can be King Tut. Who cares? Jesus Christ. And then he goes, and by the way, I just got a tip. that I may know the location of. What does he say? Does he say the Ark?
He says Noah's Ark.
He does say Noah's Ark.
And then he mentions Mount Ararat, which is famously the suspected place that the Ark may have.
Oh, I saw the Russell Crowe movie. No.
I saw the In Search Of back in 1975.
Yeah. I saw Leonard Nimoy read one of 10 things that day for different episodes. Which one is this now? All right, just
is this one about the UFOs? Or oh no, Noah's Ark. Okay,
Noah's
great.
Ark, sure, whatever. I don't know. Let me see that check again. What a sweet gig for old Leonard there.
I know. He just had to show up in a turtleneck and talk about nonsense.
And okay, so the movie then ends, and I am going like, oh please God, you thought you were going to do a sequel. But okay, here's my favorite thing. I didn't notice this because I wasn't paying attention to any of this, but it's in the goofs section of IMDb.
Yeah,
both Malcolm McDowell and Simon Callow's characters are incorrectly credited. In the credits,
they give them the wrong character names.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They give the other one the character name.
No one cared about this. No one cared.
That's just one of those things where you're like, Jesus, how do you make that mistake? I mean, that really. Yeah, they credit them with each other's character.
And I will say this: Simon Callow and Malcolm McDowell didn't give a shit either. They're like, whatever.
No. Yeah, I just
the check clear.
But that's exactly what I was thinking when I saw that. I'm going, yeah, that does speak to even the credits. The people doing the credits graphics are not caring at all.
Man, this movie is shit.
They said Casper Van Dant. Who cares?
Casper Van Dyke. I never heard of him.
Yeah. Is he related to Dick at all? Any chance of that?
Don't say that. That's gross.
Yeah. I love that Family Guy joke where the FCC goes wild censoring stuff, and it's just it's the Bleep Van Bleep show. Very funny. Anyway, absolutely, for the love of God, this is whatever the opposite of a recommend is. Run away from this thing. If this comes on, leave the room. God, this is horrible.
You know what? I kind of wish that I had helped out Tutankhamun fight Set, because then reality would reset to where this movie didn't exist.
God, I know. Jesus
Christ. We would not be doing this episode because there would not be a movie to talk about. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, it's going to be, as I told you before this, luckily, folks, it's going to be a long, long while before we have Casper Van Dien back on the show, which is good. But next week, we're leaving the world of at least Egyptian mysticism, if not mummies themselves, and going back to our old friends, the lycanthropes, with a movie called, I've never seen this movie, never heard of it, always a good sign, a movie called Big Bad Wolf.
No, I've never heard of it either.
Big Bad, from I believe it's 2006, gives us Big Bad Wolf.
Anybody in it we know?
Anybody in it we know. That's a good question. Who we got in there? No.
Wow, really? Okay.
No, okay. The biggest name in it is Kimberly J. Brown, who may mean nothing to you, but she was a big deal when I was a kid because she was a Disney Channel person who did. Do you know the Halloween Town movies? Are you vaguely aware of those?
I am aware of their existence.
She was the main young actress in those. Her, and then Debbie Reynolds was her grandmother in those.
Oh.
And I think this was an attempt of her to do, like, now I'm doing, like, a serious horror thing as I'm an adult actress.
I guess her career didn't really...
She's done some stuff, but she does a lot of conventions. My sister was obsessed with those, and she has a signed poster of it from Kimberly J. Brown, and that's a big deal. Because I was like, we're doing a movie with her on the... And even she didn't know this one.
And she's like, oh, is it Big Bad Wolf? Oh, yeah. You want to borrow my Blu-ray?
Yeah, but so she's a child actor, and this was sort of an attempt to do, a more serious thing.
Okay, so she'll be coated in fake blood and screaming a lot, and I guess she'll be the final girl.
That would be my guess as well. And I mean, they're like known, but not like known actors, but like people who have been in stuff,
Well, we'll go into it blind.
I really don't know much about it beyond it's a werewolf movie.
Could it be worse than this?
Oh, I don't think it can. Really, it just can't be. I'm expecting. Oh wait, I think it might just be a cameo, but it does have very fun here playing the town sheriff, David Naughton.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. I think it's just a cameo, but still, you know.
And he comes out singing "Making It." That'd be great. It's like, we cast this guy because we always loved that one-hit wonder from the 70s. They're like, we thought it was because he was an American Werewolf in London.
They're like, what?
And the directors go, what?
Was he in a werewolf movie? Do people know it? Is it known at all? Has anyone seen that? Like, yeah, it's like the best werewolf movie anyone's ever made. Really? Maybe we should see that.
Yes. Wow.
We'll see though. Maybe this will be the best werewolf movie.
I will welcome seeing him. I hope he is not embarrassed by what he did in it.
I mean, I'll say this: he can't have a more embarrassing sheriff role than Boxleitner in that mummy thing we watched.
Jesus Christ!
Another guy who I love and always want good things for, but Jesus Christ!
Oh, why did you have to bring up Boxleitner? Because now I'm sad about Cindy Morgan dying again. Thank you.
Which of course now happened years ago.
Childhood crush.
Well, I mean, dude, the amount of times I've seen Tron, I can't even tell you.
Tron, Caddyshack, Bring Him Back Alive.
Bring Him Back Alive. I think I will put this out there. We must be the podcast that mentions Bring Him Back Alive the most. We have to be.
We are.
Because no one remembers that
I have a feeling even if I brought it up on my podcast with Chad might go, what? I don't think he would.
I think they literally made 12 episodes.
He probably remembers Tales of the Gold Monkey.
But, I'll just leave you with one more thing. Of course, this guy's in it too. I just went lower on the IMDb for the next week's movie.
Never go lower.
Clint Howard. Clint Howard, folks.
Of course.
Yeah. In
Clint
fact,
Howard's in everything.
I'm actually surprised we haven't seen Clint Howard more on this show.
True. Maybe he doesn't go up against classic monsters that often. It's usually slashers. And
I like the idea of Clint Howard being, no, I don't fuck with the classic monsters, man.
No vampires, no werewolves.
no, man. No, not unless Ron's directing it.
All right, we're gonna check
Big Bad
out.
Wolf
Let's
next week. Hopefully it's good. But that is gonna do it for this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Brendan Jones.
And remember, there are such things as monsters.
Yeah, I got nothing.
It's appropriate.